Good evening. This is Elizabeth Layton from the LS566 metadata class, bringing you the digital demo of the Birmingham Public Library's collection of specifically the Alabama Theater. Today I will be showing not only the way that the metadata is laid out, but also a touch of the usability, because I'm just absolutely fascinated by this website. So the Birmingham Public Library's digital collection is headed by Melinda Shelton, who's actually a cataloging librarian, but from one way or another has been given this almost archivist job description. She explained how the digital collection was formed, which was something that I did in my presentation, discussing how she started off with outsourcing her digitization of the collection based on the fragility or possibly the need, and then went from there. And this is over the entire digital collection, but for the time being I'm only focusing on the Alabama Theater. So at first look at the collection is a really clean layout. I do like that they focus on the relations of the collection as in accordance with other collections such as the Birmingham Zoo or funeral programs that coincide with the Alabama Theater. I also like the way that this is laid out with thumbnails. Just upon hovering over, you get to see the image file name, the subject, and all kinds of basic metadata in order to decide whether or not you really want to click on this before you actually step into any of the thumbnails to view the items. Also on the main page you get to see the title, the subject, the type, and the date if applicable. This provides a very clean design for any kind of user based on whether they are scholarly or just a casual researcher, possibly even genealogy depending on your collection. Stepping into one of the items, you get to see kind of a blown up image of the image in question. It's possible to zoom out to get a better view or become more focused on something specific in case you're trying to look at any of the marquees or possibly the cars or even the way that people are dressed based on your research. It is possible to download these images in all kinds of sizes. They can be printed. They can be rated and shared, and even assistance with tags and a reference URL. I do like the sharing feature that is friendly not only through the basics such as Facebook and Twitter, but also Tumblr and all kinds of other blogs. Scrolling down, you can see the description of the metadata, which includes the image file name, the title, the subject. According to Sheldon, that they focus mostly on Dublin core and sometimes customize very few things so that it could be focused and more specific to their needs. The descriptions are very brief, describing what type of photograph and the location of the photo in question, but not much else. One thing that I'm fascinated by is the purchase information, which is not something that I've actually seen in metadata before, which shows the information of who had purchased it or where it had come from and who to contact in regards to the photograph. This image can be expanded if you don't believe that you're getting enough of a view, which can be slid up or down depending on what you would like to focus on, which I find a really interesting feature. You can also fit the window width or length, or do a full browser if there's something even smaller or more specific that you're looking for. The image can also be rotated. I really like this interface because it's very user-friendly, but at the same time, it's you can use it no matter what experience level you're at. If you're somebody that's kind of a novice, you can scroll through and really enjoy the photography. If you are someone that's more advanced with technology and your technology fluency is of a higher standard, then you can play with some of the functions and the controls and make this much more interactive. Some of the other things that I like about the digital collection include the way that you're allowed to browse, which we'll click into really quickly. You can start with the Birmingham Botanical Gardens or the Birmingham Zoo, or search something more specific. I will type in the Alabama Theater. Which brings you to the Lyric Theater and other locations, and shows that there was what kind of photograph and the subject heading, so that you can search further for more controlled vocabulary. I also like that the subject headings are Library of Congress, which makes it more of a universal and seamless design if they're looking at other archived materials. As I come to a close, I would like to talk a little bit about just the Birmingham Public Library Digital Collection in general. I've spent a lot of time there researching Birmingham newspapers, and I'm really excited to see this grow. But one thing that's really important to me is how interactive they are with their patrons. They have a blog spot which features all of the new things that they're adding to the public library and to the digital collection, and making sure that patrons from all variety and all walks of life know what's going on and what's being added, and what they're expecting in the near future. I also like that there is an easy way to contact the archivist as well as the project leader, Melinda Shelton, who I spoke with, in case there's any questions or concerns, and they're very friendly and very willing to answer anything that you might have to ask. So in conclusion, this is my demo of the Alabama Theater collection from the Birmingham Public Library in Birmingham, Alabama, and thank you so much for your time.